Yes, in a way we can edit and cut the first part.
It is recording. Alright, let's do this again. Alright, so welcome at Sierra Madre Dive Shop. Jumbo and MaryAnn. I believe, so you work here already. Jumbo, you've been with us for how long?
I've been here for 5 years. So I'm the boat captain and I run the maintenance crew. So our roles is maintaining the boat, ensuring the engine and the boat equipment is all in working order for our guests. But other roles also to, is to head count our guests who come on and who return to make sure we have the right number as well. So the responsibility for us to ensure that all the scuba equipment is ready for our guests and that we have enough equipment for our guests as well. That's something I pride myself in with my team, so really like doing this one.
Very good. And you, MaryAnn, you've been with us for how long now?
For 1 year. So I'm MaryAnn, you can call me Mary, it's easier. So I'm receptionist here or secretary. So I manage booking, so I get phone calls from our customers, and also I organize the divers, the dive masters, arrange schedules, and I also do a coordination with you with regards to our equipment if we can accommodate our customers.
Very good. So I believe both of you want to do the open water course. Yes. All right, so that's what we are here for. So we are in that meeting for talking of how we're going to proceed for helping you to obtain your open water course. But we're going to focus on you, Jumbo, today. So before we start, I need to go through the emergency exit. So this is the Sierra Madre Dive Shop emergency exit plan. And so here we're in the classroom number 3. So you can see on the plans there is an exit, emergency exit there, one on the side, and another one here at the front. And the muster point will be at the front just in case there is a fire or something happening in here. You got the kitchen there if you need a refreshment or whatever, and you got the toilet at the back there. All right, so I believe Jumbo, you are a very hands-on person, I believe.
Yes, I find my learning is better just to actually see and then do myself. My reading of English is not too strong, but I do find I learn very well with doing a hands-on approach.
Okay. So yeah, I believe English is not your first language.
No.
And all right, that's good. MaryAnn, she's fully fluent in English and Filipino, and so she can help you with the theory, or if you find some difficulties with the technical term in English, she will be more than happy to help you. So basically this first meeting will be to explain the step we're gonna go through for you to achieve your open water course. So the learning outcome of this course is to complete a recreational scuba dive to a maximum depth of 18 meters. And for achieving this, you gonna have, both of you actually, you're gonna have to go through theory, 5 chapters of theory, and at the end of each chapters you will have a knowledge review with question to answers. You will need as well to do some practical diving, and we can do some first practice exercise in a confined water in a swimming pool, but we will go redo the exercise in the open water, and you will have 4 dives in the open water, and the first 2 will be at 12 meter deep, and the next dive number 3 and 4 will be to a maximum depth of 18 meters. So because you are part of the crew, you are
Yeah.
head of the maintenance crew, I believe it would be better for you to be part of a group as well to do the practical
Yes.
dives. Yeah. So that's why I will join MaryAnn with us, and we will do those dives all together.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
All right. Any question about it so far?
No, I'm just looking forward to this and helping Anna to work with what we've got here. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So Sam, you could help MaryAnn about equipment and all that because she's, you know all about it and
Yes.
boat safety and all that. All right. So the first chapter we gonna have to go through will be knowledge about depth. Obviously, you will be limited to 18 meters with that course. Duration of the dives, so that depends of how fast we breathe or how deep we go. But again, we are limited to 18-meter depths. We be talking about no decompression limits. So all that it's explained in chapters on the book, but as well as the video. The video is 5 chapters video as well, and it match exactly the chapters in the book. Okay, you could help yourself with some slate. We got slate as well, like that, Paddy slate, who explain things about decompression table, or how deep you can go, how long you can stay at those depths, and if you do multiple dives, like between dive number 1 and dive number 2, how long you should stay at the surface to help your body get rid of the excess nitrogen in your body. So you can help yourself with some slates as well. During the first chapters as well, we're going to talk about diving computers, how we use the dive computers, what they show us, what they tell us, and so we're going to talk all about that, and how to plan a dive as well. So the same, there is some slates for planning a dive, I believe. Dive lesson planning slates and dive briefing. So the dive briefing help us as well to plan the dive. Okay. So usually what we say is we plan the dive, and after we dive the plan. We stick to it, yeah, like that. No bad surprise. We will talk about as well about how to identify hazards as well underwater, one of the golden rule is to not touch anything, of course, and there is many other safety protocol we're going to go through in the following chapters as well, but yeah, basically it does outline all of that. So at for you will have so available the video.
Yeah.
You can have the book as well. If there is topics you feel you need some help, you will be part of the group with MaryAnn, and we can do some group exercise as well for helping you to understand some subjects or technical aspects. A whiteboard will be available as well in a classroom for you, with some graphic or drawing for helping you with some visual aids as well to help you to more understand.
That would be helpful.
Yeah,
for me.
Very good. So yeah, so let's talk about chapter 2. So the same for the chapter 2. You will have the video available, the book available. You will have access to the whiteboard with some visual aids, and if you need some translation, MaryAnn can help you out as well.
Do I need to finish my chapters before I do my activities? Or
Chapters, you need to finish chapters 1, 2, and 3 usually before we go in the water, before we go in a swimming pool, or before we go in the open water. That's the first 3 who are mandatory, yeah, because they cover the basic safety protocol, talk about equipment and stuff like that. So usually you have to finish that. But to get the theory out of the way, usually what we do at Sierra Madre, we knock out all the theory first, and after it's just a place for fun, the fun part. Yeah.
okay.
So the chapter 2 will be talking about how to set up the gears on the equipment. I believe you know all about that already.
Yes, I do. I've done that a fair few times.
Yes, yeah. So it will talk about how to set up the gears, how to set up the diving computers, and it will talk about some emergency protocols as well that we're going to learn along the way. And hand signals gonna comes in as well. So you know some of them already. You've seen some around, but there is more hand signals happening underwater. Like some simple question like, "Are you okay?" like that, and usually the student answers, "Yes, I am okay," or could answers, "No, I have a problem." So you could say, "I have a problem with my ear," for example. "I cannot equalize my ear," or "I have a problem breathing. Maybe I don't have enough airflow coming out," or "my tongue maybe is not open completely," or something like that. So that's how we identify problems in the water. Simple sign like that, we are going down. So we are at the surface and let's go down on the water, okay? Or let's go back at the surface like that. So there is a few hand signals like that we're going to learn along the way, and we can draw them on a whiteboard as well. There's pictures on the book or even on the videos. They talk about that. Another thing very important in that chapter 2 will be the buddy check. So we dive in pairs, and before entering the water, when you have your equipment set up on you, you need to check the equipment of your buddy. So you need to check the air tank, MaryAnn's tank is open, there is enough air coming out of it, if the air smells good as well, because sometimes it could be contaminated. So if the air smells proper, normal, doesn't have any bad smell, it's all good to go. Check if everything is locked in, attached properly, and ready to go. Those kind of body checks, you will have to do it to MaryAnn, and MaryAnn will check your equipment on you as well.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions so far? So good?
That's just fun, no.
Okay. Of course, before going diving, and same you're familiar with that one, we need to do a pre-dive roll call. So we need to count how many people are on the boat before diving, and how many people come back. Usually that's your job as a boat captain, of course, but the boat captain does that for safety because he's in charge of the people on the boat. But as a group as well, and me as an instructor, I will count my group, which will be you two. Yeah. So I do that as well, but I know the boat captain double check as well because he's in charge of whoever is on the boat. Yeah.
As a group, how far away are we from our buddies?
Well, when you dive with your buddy, you need to be in a position where you can reach,
Right.
in a reaching position. Yeah, so that's how far you can be. You can't be 15 meter behind or 15 meter under or whatever, not being focused with your body. You need to keep an eye on your body and you be in a reaching position. Because things could go wrong very quickly underwater, so that's why you need to be in reaching position. Let's say if the hose of a regulator bursts, that can happen. A tank could be empty in less than 2 minutes. So if something like that happens, you need to be very close to her, and like that you can give her your alternate air source. Yeah. So yeah, always stay next to your body. And me as an instructor, I will be in front of you, and I will always turning my back to have an eye on you. And the same, I will be in reaching position. Yeah. As an instructor, if my student has a problem, I will be the one helping anyway, helping the student. Yeah. Okay. So next chapters we can talk about, and I will join the chapters 3 and 4 because those ones they will cover the dive number 1 and dive number 2 we're gonna do. So as I was saying before, the first 2 dives were limited to 12 meter deep, okay? And that's when we're gonna repeat a full range of exercises we already practice in a swimming pool in a confined water space. But chapters 3 and 4, again, you will have the video, the chapters. You will have the whiteboard in the classroom available for you. If you need some translated terms, MaryAnn will be able to help you out with that as well. Because MaryAnn is fully fluent in English and Filipino language.
Thank you, MaryAnn.
Yeah. So for those chapters 3 and 4, we're going to be talking about how we enter and exit the water, the technique we use for doing that, how we control our descent underwater, how we're going to control our ascent back at the surface as well, and we're going to see how we do our swimming underwater as well, because we don't want to be bouncing at the bottom and bouncing back at the surface. We want to be stable underwater and steady underwater as well, having a good position. We will be, during those dive number 1 and 2, we will be monitoring how much air I've got left in my tank to see how fast you breathe as well, or how slow you breathe. And usually when a tank of air arrives at around 50 bar, so we start the dive with a tank of air at 200 bar, and we got a needle gauge to monitor the supply of air in the tank. And usually when the air supply is at around 50 bar, that's when we stop the dive, and that's when we start doing the 3-minute safety stop and being ready to exit the water. We will and after the dive 1 and 2, once we're on a boat, we have with our equipment, we're gonna learn how to disassemble the equipment as well, how to get out of the equipment, how to change tank to be ready for the dive number 2 as well, because every dive we start with a brand new tank.
I have a question. Like a vest, so it's weighted. We are weighted in underwater.
Yeah.
So are we doing also some exercises like for the ascent and descent, and how we regulate it properly, or?
Yeah. So part of the exercises you will underwater. We're gonna remove the weight belt and put it back on underwater. Part of the exercises, we're going to remove the vest underwater. Of course, you're still breathing, and put it back, the vest underwater, to clip everything back on properly. Yeah. There is a lot of exercises who covers a lot of kind of emergency who could happen underwater. Like the fact of taking the belt out, maybe it's not attached properly and it fell on the sand, so you need to go pick it up and be able to put it back on the water. Maybe you have a clip who is not functioning well, or maybe you want to check something at the back of your vest, maybe something is stuck in it, so you need to be able to take your vest out to check it, and after put it back on and making sure all the clips are back on.
If someone falls unwell and it's like feels like vomiting with that, how do we clear that? Will we know how to clear it, or will we use a separate mouth?
Underwater?
Yes.
Well, those regulators, you can puke through the regulator.
Yeah.
So you leave it in your mouth, and you can, if you feel sick, a little bit seasick, it could happen sometimes. You can puke through the regulator. It's big enough to evacuate everything. Yeah.
Right.
There is a system of valve for the air, so that will be protected. But when you exhale, if you have to puke, it will be evacuated through the regulator. You can even purge the regulator to help the puke to come out of it if you want to. Yeah. So
That's interesting.
yeah, so you can do that. Yeah.
And will we have breathing exercises as well when we start off to know how to breathe?
Yeah, well, there is no exercises as such for breathing, but you will try to not be doing not too much movement on the water, okay? Because the more movement or the more excited you are or frantic you are, of course, the more air you will need. So the way I take scuba diving is like a bit like a yoga session. So the more steady you are with your arms, so like not trying to swim because it's not a race, but if you are steady with your arm and if you are swimming steadily with your fins, your body will be relaxed, therefore your breathing will be very relaxed as well, and that's the goal you want to achieve. You want to stay relaxed because you want to try to breathe your tank as slow as possible, because it's better to stay 1 hour underwater than 15 minutes underwater. You want to enjoy the underwater world. All right. Then we're going to talk about chapter 5, and the same video is available, chapters is available. For the knowledge review at the end of each chapters, if you have difficulties to understand something, MaryAnn can help you to explain and translate some words. I can explain as well for you if you want. I will be available. And the chapter 5 will cover the dive number 3 and dive number 4, okay? And now we can go deeper at 18 meters. So the same procedures, we start on a boat, how we jump in the water. But the chapter 5 will be more on the how to negotiate hazards underwater. Like hazard could be current, there could be strong current, or there could be big trees of coral as well that you don't want to bump in and stuff like that. Always, of course, maintaining the buddy contact, because it's a buddy system, so always stay next to your buddy. And how to identify emergency with your buddy. Like, for example, if your buddy was coming out of air, you have an alternate air source on your equipment, and you can give it to your buddy and ascend safely to the surface with the buddy. So I can show you on the equipment, for example. That's the regulator, and you will have your main regulator for yourself to breathe with, and the one with the flashy color yellow, that's the alternate one. So that's the safety one, and that's the one you will be giving to your buddy if your buddy's got a problem with his tank or whatever. So it's easily to identify. Same you can see with the equipment. You got this is a buoyancy control device, so that's attached to your tank, so you can feel some air from your tank in your vest to be buoyant, more buoyant or less buoyant. If you inflate your vest completely, you can float at the surface.
Where is the regulator for this one?
Well, for the buoyancy, it's this one. So you attach this to there. Of course, everything is attached to the tank, so you got air coming in it. Here's your pressure gauge. So that's the gauge who's going to tell you how many bar you got in your tank. So usually the tank start at 200 bar, and when you arrive in the red zone at 50 bars, that's when we stop the dive. Yeah. And so you can inflate your BCD by clicking this one
To inflate.
and after
To deflate.
to deflate, you open this and the air of the BCD comes out. You can even deflate it with this one as well, and it's going to open here. And you got a similar one at the bottom here as well. Yeah.
So if this one fails, we have another one.
Yeah, you got two as well. Yeah. So yeah, we're going to learn all about that. Jumbo, you already got good knowledge about diving equipment.
That's your part. That's your specialty.
My 5 years experience has helped with this one, yes.
Because you spend your days fixing it and doing the maintenance and all that.
That's right, yes.
You know all of it. So he will be able to help you with that as well.
Very good hands.
And vice versa, yeah. So good. So I know, Jumbo, you are very busy with the dive shop, same as you, MaryAnn, very, very busy. So I will give you, I think, about a month to finish the course and to get your certification. I think it will be plenty of time. You can do one chapter at a time, I will be here to help, same with MaryAnn. If you have a question for translating some words and stuff like that, she can help you. And we will find time, of course, to go scuba diving together.
I have another question. Like our schedules are pretty busy, like especially on the day. So we have to do 4 dives, right? So can we have night dives on that one, or is that possible or no?
No, the night dive is not included in the open water course. Open water course is an entry-level course. Night dive becomes something a bit more specialized.
So for another level.
Yeah, the night dive is for the advanced course, which is the next course after the open.
Okay, so we need to speak and try and see if we can get some time to do that.
Yeah. We will find some time to go diving, of course, and I think 1 month for you, Jumbo, to complete the whole course will be more than enough time. Yeah.
Thank you.
And once you've done the theory with the knowledge reviews, the 5 chapters, knowledge review for the 5 chapters, we can start doing the practical as a group session.
I would need your number though, so we can catch up to help out. So I may need some help there, just with certain things as well.
I also need your help with all these equipments because I'm not familiar with this one. So we can do this.
We can sit down afterwards. Yes.
Yeah. So another thing. So after each videos, there's an assessment. So how many attempts do we need? We can have for that assessment?
So the assessment, usually per assessments, each chapter's got 20 questions and you can have 5 mistakes maximum. If you make more than 5 mistakes, I will get back through it with you, explain the mistake, and you are allowed to have a second attempt for that chapter.
Can we do the second attempt straight away, or do we have to wait?
No, you can do it straight away.
Or is it the same question?
Exactly the same question. It will be exactly the same question. So you got the in the manual at the end of each chapter, you got the question. You can answer directly on your manual. It will be yours. But I have some printed sheet of question as well that I can provide to you. And all good.
Good.
All right. I think we are all good then.
Yep.